What's up, guys? It's your girl Matt Cox from MA Couture Crafting. I am your quilty BFF, and today I just want to kind of reintroduce myself, sort of, kind of. I'm known for traveling all around and going to shops and shows and bringing you with me. It is my passion. I love trying to kind of mix what's happening right now, like the pop culture world, with quilting. I'm known for hunting some of the coolest fabrics and bringing those to you, but mostly I think people know me for working with 3-yard quilts. I am obsessed, and the brand of 3-yard quilts that I work with is Fabric Cafe. Love them. I've just fallen in love with them. I think 3-yard quilts are super cool. I think they give you so much opportunity to do something really fun with them. I think they're a fast finish. They're just cool. So I started doing those, and I started doing what I call zhuzhing them up. And eventually I kind of got noticed and recognized, and then long story super short, a book, yay, with Fabric Cafe, 3-yard quilts. And I was trying to figure out how I can make this book different. Like, what can we do? And I thought curves. One of the things that I really enjoy doing is trying to inspire you all to try something new, try fabrics that are different, try to zhuzh it in a different way, think outside the box. And something that I don't see are curves with 3-yard quilts. I mean, people just don't do them. And I get it. Curves are scary. People freak out. So I'm like, all right, let's just try it. Let's just do a book of curves so that we can jump in, so that we don't have to be scared of patterns with curves. I just don't want you to be scared. I am not a precision sewist. I am I'm just not scared. I will try anything. I will try to sew anything. I don't care what level I'm not at. I'm just fearless when it comes to trying stuff. So I've jumped into curves, and I want you guys to jump into curves too. I don't want you guys being like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do a half square triangle. No, we're doing the thing so that we can partake in whatever patterns we want. So again, whoa, we have this book. It's called Curve Appeal, and I'm going to walk you through what pattern that I think you should start with according to how you feel and how you feel like you quilt, something along those lines. I'm going to walk you through the book. But before I do that, I want to say a huge thank you to Fabric Cafe. There are a million YouTube quilty influencers, and they could have chosen anybody because I'm definitely a smaller channel, and they went with me and they stood 10 toes down. They were serious about me, and they treated me with the utmost respect. They treated me like a little quiltress queen when I got a chance to go out to Texas. If you haven't done so already, please check out the video, the tour of Fabric Cafe. I'll have some more behind the scenes footage coming soon, but thank you to Fabric Cafe. Again, they could have chosen anybody to partner with, and I cannot believe that they've chosen me. They've trusted me with their baby. This is a family business, and this is a huge deal for me, huge deal. And I just couldn't be more thankful. So let's get into these patterns, and let's talk about the templates. I've been getting questions. The response to this book has been amazing. So many questions have been coming in. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Again, thank you guys so much for making this dream of mine come true. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into this book, Curve Appeal, and let's talk about some of the patterns that are in this book. Now, I know people freak out about curves, but honestly, the easiest curves to sew are going to be the larger ones. And then the smaller ones will be very, very cute, but they will be just a touch more difficult. Nothing major, just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's just a tighter squeeze, that's all. But not doable. We can do this. The patterns that I think you should start off with, my absolute favorite in this book, I'm going to say that probably 4 times. But this one here, once you see how it goes together, it's very simple, and there are not that many curves, and they're the big curves. So they're big, and there's not that many. There are fewer in this one than there are in some of the others, right? The next one, that's Hourglass, and that really is my jam. That is my jam. The other one with the big curves, Twist and Shout, also a good time, plus it has a churn dash. So you get to mix up your piecing a bit. This one here doesn't have a ton of curves, Voyage. So if you're just starting and you're a little hesitant about which ones to do, I would either start with Hourglass, which is going to give you such a cool finished quilt, Twist and Shout, or maybe Voyage, up to you. You'll see. Some other ones in here that I'm absolutely obsessed with are Mosaic. Mosaic is a good time. I am going to actually show you. I'm going to demonstrate this one. I'm not sure if that one's going to be first, but I feel like it is, which would be your most complicated of all of them. The way that it comes together is different. You would not expect it if you are not familiar with how it comes together. Then after that, you've just got your others. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to do a variation of this. Cameo has a bunch of tiny ones, and then Tulips has a bunch of tiny ones, but they're fun. You can really do some amazing things in this block, this large block right here, or this large block there. So these are the patterns, and then there's rhythm. I didn't talk about rhythm. Rhythm is just, hey, if you're in the mood to do it, knock it out. Do it. Go for it. There are quite a few curves in rhythm and double Dutch. They're curvy, but we're not going to be scared of curves. I have partnered with Cut Once for my templates, so you can either buy these separate or buy them all together. It's up to you. I will tell you which ones will go with what pattern in the description bar. I'm going to go ahead and cut out some fabric so that you can see how this works. Now, in the book, there are paper patterns. I just don't, my favorite thing to do is not necessarily use paper patterns, but you do not have to have these templates. The patterns are here in the back for you. You make a copy of this, you can cut it out, or you can trace these. It's up to you. I prefer to have actual templates, especially if you're planning on doing this multiple times. It's just my preference. So again, you can figure out which one you want to do. You can buy one set or you can buy them all and just be done with it. Up to you. I'm going to go on ahead and cut out some fabric, and then I'm going to show you guys my favorite way to piece curves. So by the luck of the draw, I just have a perfect size strip here for this template, and I'm going to start with the largest template, D, and I am using an MA Couture Crafting ruler here because we're testing our own stuff. Why is this ruler special? Well, we'll talk about that when we get there. I'm freshening up this edge. I'm going to take this and I'm going to plop it right here on this edge. And again, this is just a scrap piece of fabric. I'm going to place my hand down and we are going to go nice and slow. You will do the exact same thing if you have a paper template. Nothing special here. We're just cutting it out using the templates. I want to use, let's use this for all of them. Now, if you are doing this according to the pattern, I actually show you how to lay this out so that you can use this same template for multiples, right? So you're going to want to try, this is not the right size, but you're going to want to try to make sure that you are using up as much of the fabric as you want, because remember, we're using 3 yards. Now, if you've got fabric to spare, do your thing. But you want to be sure that whatever pieces you're doing, you're laying them out so that you're getting the maximum amount of fabric for that, or of templates from your piece of fabric. I show you how to lay them out in the book, so don't freak out. But I'm just kind of, we're just winging it right now. I'm just trying to cut up a few pieces of fabric to show you how we're going to piece this. So I'll do all the innards in this stripe. Why not? Again, this has to work for 3 yards. So if you are abundant with fabric, don't worry about it. Just cut your pieces according to the pattern, however many you need. And like I said, I really do prefer templates for me. But I have certainly worked with paper. I just finished doing a curvy quilt where I did do paper because templates were not an option. So we do what we got to do, right? Which one did I just cut? This little guy? We'll cut this medium-sized guy. Some of these curves are curved, they're different. So it's what I call like a modern curve and then a traditional drunkard's. I've worked with several different ones here, so don't just grab a set and think that all of them are created equal. They're not. They're slightly different in shape. Slightly. Perfect. Something else I want to show you guys really quickly. When you look at this and you put them together, a lot of people freak out. They're like, this doesn't fit. How is this going to work? And I know, curves are weird. They do weird stuff. But if you think about it, what you're looking for is that square, and the way that you know which one goes with what is if I put this on top and line up this edge with this edge here, you can't see it, but there's a curve that will line up. They'll stack on top of one another, and you'll know that that's the one for that size. They don't fit the other ones, and that's how you will actually be sewing it together to get this size square. Just in case you've ever wondered. I know curves are weird to people. I get it. I get it. It's not just you. For this one, I've got this right up against the edge here. I'm going to just cut it straight. Again, this is the scrap. Then I'm just going to turn it because I'm right-handed. I'm going to plop that guy right there in the corner. And then I am going to, still with my 45, cut straight here, cut that off, and then just jump in this corner and go slow and cut that off. Please remember, I'm cutting out scrap fabric, so I just cut it however I want it to. You guys make sure that you lay it out and you're preserving as much as you need if you only do have 1 yard of each color. Make it make sense, guys. I do every single one of these the same. All I do is match the tips and give it a little finger press. I'm looking for center, match the tips, give it a little finger press. You're going to grab this, right sides together, match your center, stick a pin in there once you find your centers. There it is. I pin toward the seam. And I know this looks strange. It looks weird, but this is how, I don't know, this is how curves go together. So then I come here, make sure that you grab the yellow glue. Do not grab the blue one. It's always going to be the yellow one. The yellow one works fabric to fabric. The blue one goes paper to fabric. I apply a generous amount, staying in the seam allowance. That's the important part. Just stay in the seam allowance. And I'm pretty liberal with this, and this glue works really well. A bunch of different brands make it. Just make sure you get the yellow one. I'm going to grab this tip, and I'm going to line this up with this guy here, and then I'm going to give it a little press. Once you press it into place, it is solid. It's on there. Little pinch. Then I go back to the center, and I walk it around. I just smooth it like this. Smooth it, smooth it, smooth it, and you will see that it all just kind of falls into place. And it's smooth. Okay? That's what you're going for. You just want to make sure that it's all nice and smooth. Do the same thing with the other side. I love that you can see this beautiful bright neon yellow. You know where it's going. Very, very, very simple. Line up your edges and give it a little pinch. Go back to the center and just smooth it out. After you do 1, maybe 2, you'll get used to it and you'll know. You'll just be able to feel it. You just smooth it out. Some people like to pin their curves. I prefer glue based. I do all of them like that. Every single one of them. And this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like on this side. And we're good to go. Throw that to the side, do them all like that. It's just one little itty bitty extra step. Now to sew this curve, I want to make sure that I've got my needle set in the needle down position just in case I have to stop, which I might have to do. I'm going to go on ahead and put this bottom piece parallel to the sewing machine. We're going to drop our foot. I use a stiletto because my nails are super long and I got a lot going on over here, but so normal. I also have a guard because I always sew with a guard. That's how I get my accuracy. And you're just going to sew like you always do. All you're worried about is what's underneath the needle being smooth. Whatever's happening to the right or to the left, that's not your business. Don't worry about it. I'm going to slow down here just a little bit because I'm getting ready to pull this pin. Perfect. And I'm keeping it pushed up against that guard. And we're going around. We're smooth sailing. And we want to finish with this parallel. There we go. And we're done. And there we have it. We've now sewn a curve and everybody's okay. So now we have a couple of options. Some people clip their curves to let them breathe and lay flat. I don't think we're going to have a problem with any of these. They're not super duper tiny like that. I think they'll be fine. I usually press all of mine going outward. If you are concerned about nesting seams, this will only be an issue for you if you are working on Mosaic and I think Cameo. Those are the only two that might pose, this is not going to pose a problem. You're just going to have to press some inward and some outward and you will see which ones you need to do. That's if you are a nesting seams person. Because you know most of Fabric Cafe's patterns are all about the open, but we've glued these, so you're not really going to be opening these, I do not think. It's up to you. I'm not saying you can't, but you do your own thing. And again, I'm just pressing these going this direction. And they all look cool. Look at our little cutie patooties. Go back that way. There you go. There we go. So again, I hope this made curves more approachable. This is how I do mine. I hope this did not freak anybody out. It's really, I think we make a bigger deal out of stuff than we need to. I think we will be fine. If you want, you can certainly add a little bit of starch to this because again, we are working on the bias, but I think we are absolutely fine. I think this came out super cute. And I hope you guys give it a shot. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys all on the next one.